That's a bit better. Craig is back. Looking forward to people jumping on. Craig's world rocks again. Let's see how we go. Wednesday night, Melbourne, Australia, and all are welcome. Yeah, a little ring-a-ding happening. A little singing bowl. How you going? We're just going to do my little starting point that I always do my singing bowl at the start of my live. Hey Roadstrom, how you been, mate? Hope life has been treating you well. A bit muggy today down here in bloody sunny Melbourne, mate. I'm sure it's much nicer up there in the old state of Queensland. Mate, just early, 1 second. All right, I've returned. Life's been really good, just doing what you do, living life. Family's good, they're healthy. What more do you want? Just too hot up there, is it? Yeah. There's been some scorching days around Australia the last few weeks, that's for sure. We've had some cracking bloody fires. Shouldn't say cracking in a positive way, but down the Otways way, there's been some bloody roaring fires. Plenty of bloody firewood down there to roast up, I'll tell you. But no good. I've got a mate who's in the CFA and been called out a lot, so yeah. Just been, yeah. That's all you want, mate. Happy wife, happy kids. Everyone's kicking along. Everyone's enjoying life, doing what they need to do. Well, Fred, I saw your comment yesterday, mate, in the live yesterday, and I was, in all seriousness, mate, I mean, I'm really glad to hear that, mate. I mean, I expect nothing from me expressing myself. If I'm being really honest, I'm expressing how I see stuff, right? Like what I've learned from many other people over my life and mentors that I've been lucky enough to have talk to me about how they see things, and I'm just passing the baton on. And if some of the attitudes and some of the techniques, you like them and they start working for you and they help turn your life around, mate, I couldn't be happier for you, mate. I mean, I'm really, really glad to hear that, Fred. Really glad to hear that, mate. So, kudos to you. Kudos to you for, taking your life by the horns. Take that bloody life by the horns and give it a goddamn shake, right? Because it's your life, just like it's everybody's life, right? We're living our lives. We're doing the best we can. And I guess, welcome to everybody that's here live with me right now. And to all of you guys, there's a lot of really people here that are interested to stay and listen and work on transforming their life to something more about what they want. You're all in the same boat. So feel free to chat, feel free to throw ideas around and, pump each other up, as they say, because group energy lifts your vibration even more than when you're on your own. It's one of the things that I remember being told about the American Indian cultures overseas back in the day, how they would always sit around in their circle and connect together to lift their vibration, to be more one with the planet. You know, indigenous cultures, not just the American Indian cultures, but the Aboriginals and so on, have always been about community. The ones that haven't fallen off the path and got messed up by Western thoughts and so on and so forth. Lincoln, how you going, mate? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Comment. But, you know, I think in general, people that have lived in the Western culture and have lived in cities, and we've been very separate from the planet. We live very isolated lives in our concrete worlds. We need to reconnect with what it's all about, and getting out there in the bush and, you know, going for a bushwalk, or, you know, getting out there and just experiencing the wildlife and connecting with the planet, and that you're a part of it, is something that a lot more people that are trapped in the city areas need to get out and experience, just to help connect with yourself at a better level too, you know. But like Mr. Blogs here stated, positivity, your own positivity, is within your control. Your own attitude is within all of your control. So before we dive into me chatting away about attitudes and what you can all do, I want to say to you all, as I always do, please, with everything that I say, take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. We are all at different points in our existence and our lives. We are all trying to answer questions for ourselves to get ourselves along the line further, and, you know, experience the things that, yeah, we are, mate. And it's something that more and more of us need to wake up to, Roadstrom, you know. Like, I don't know. I mean, get out in life, get out in nature. When I know that you're of the same genre as me, Roadstrom, when we were kids, everyone was out in the street riding their bikes and you know, making cubby houses and, you know, billy carts and getting dirty and getting in the mud. And, you know, we lived life. We weren't restricted. We weren't fearful. We went out there and we were in our groups of friends and we ran amok. And the parents would say, come home when it's dinner. And no one had a care in the world. It was, you know, it was a great existence. Well, I thought it was a great existence, right? Get out there with your mates and just explore life, which is something that we've all closed back off within our own shells now, within our own homes, with our families. And you don't see the younger generation running around anymore. You don't see them out in the streets enjoying themselves as much. There's still, you know, yeah. Billy Cart, Billy Goat, you know, tongue twister. But absolutely, mate, right? Like, we want to get back to believing that life is for all of us, and to trust again that we're a part of it, and find that connection, right? And if you're being a positive individual, then you are automatically only going to attract positive to you. If you do find negative things happening in your life, you are telling yourself there is something in you that you believe negatively about, and you're attracting or creating that in your world. So it's about you deciding whether you want that type of stuff in your world anymore, and understanding that you can make that choice, you can make that decision. I want to let that go. I'm going to put something more positive in place. You're in charge of what's going on. So basically, with, like I was saying before, everything that I talk about, please take the things that sit well, that sit in your gut, your intuition goes, what Craig said then, that makes sense to me for this area of my life. I'm going to use that. Great. If other things don't make sense, just let them go. They're not right for now. It's not about saying that someone's right, wrong, or indifferent. It's really about taking the things that make sense to you, right? I just got a vision of that, man, like the goat pulling you around. That's awesome. So everyone, Roadstrom used to have a goat and pulled him around a billy cart. Read that. That's funny. So basically, we want to accept ourselves for who we are. We want to basically, you know, warts and all, who you are is important to understand, right? Firstly, I want you all to know that you're perfect as you are, that you don't have to change a thing in this life, as far as I'm concerned, to achieve any special level, to achieve any sort and open the door and you've achieved immortal life because you've been this type of person. That's not how I see life. If you've already achieved everything, you already are the all that is, you're a part of existence. You have got the golden ticket, as Willy Wonka says. You don't have to be, the millions, every single one of us has the golden ticket. We are all playing a life. We are all existing. We are all conscious. We live forever. Embrace the fact that you exist and you are part of the all that is, the greatness of existence, right? You are all perfect. You are sparks, individual sparks of love and light, and you're here. You've chosen to live this life. I've chosen to live this life as Craig. Roadstrom's living his life, as Roadstrom, and his choice was to be pulled around by a billy goat in his cart there. So in his billy cart. So as all you are, you have all chosen to be who you are. Embrace the person you are. Accept the person you are. The first step to changing or manifesting more in your life is to accept fully who you are. When you look in the mirror, you can't lie to yourself. I say this a lot. You can't lie to yourself. Look in the mirror and be honest about who you are. Are you happy with yourself? Is there are there ways that you behave and act that you look in the mirror and you go, I don't know why I say that. I don't know why I think that. I mean, it's really not that nice to say those things, You've got to analyse yourself. You've got to decide whether you want to be better. No one's going to make you do it. There's not going to be anyone come up on your shoulder and go, tap, 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 you need to do better. There's no one out there doing that. We all have that choice. The reality that I think is that when we come into this life, we have to realise or find an understanding within ourselves, which is about connection with yourself and this world, that is your life important to you? Does living this existence and being conscious and being aware and doing the things that you're doing, does it have meaning to you? Is it important? If it's important in any way, if you care about this life, then why are you not trying to be the best version of yourself? Now, that version is whatever you want it to be, right? Now, I don't believe that we're here to control anyone else, and I don't believe we're here to make any person do what they don't want to do. And I think if you're thinking like that, you're thinking from the ego self, and you might want to check what you're doing, right? Because that's a bit of a red flag to me. The only person in life you should be concerned about taking ownership of is you. Why is that true? Because you come into this world by yourself. You're going to leave by yourself. You're not leaving with your loved ones. You're leaving on your own. So who's the most important person in this world? It's you. And if you want to show your loved ones and the people that you care about and others around you the right way to live, there you go. Awesome, Rachel. You've got to be that version. You've just got to be you, right? Amelia, I hope you're going well. I hope your day has been excellent. I'm sure it has. You're a very positive individual and you deserve every good thing that comes your way. So you keep on keeping on. That's from Craig. That's just for you, Amelia. But we have to take ownership of who we are, and we have to decide, do we like who we are? Am I doing the things that make me feel joyful, that make me, the things that I'm personally, the things that you are personally connected with, that give you a tingle in your heart, that you go, wow, I really feel like special when I do this, right? That when you feel special when you're doing a particular thing, when you feel that it's just something that I love, it's a passion. It's one of your passions. You want to connect and do the things that make you feel, wow, up here. Like, terrible analogy this, but if you are on a high with drugs and people that take drugs always look for the next high. Well, if you live your passions, if you do the things that you love, you are on a high naturally your whole life. That's why they say things like, you'll never work a day in your life if you do something that you love. if you're not going after the things that you love in life, if you're not trying to work on the fact of, I want to do more of what I love doing, if you're not going down that path, why are you wasting your life? I look at it like that, that the things that you love, like I love public speaking. Shock horror, there's not that many of us out there, right? Most people totally fearful of getting up in front of a group of people. Now, I'm here on YouTube, I can't see any of you, so it's even less scary, but I've stood up in front of 500 people and talked about different things, and you know, it doesn't affect me. I get excited about that. I feel a positive vibe around that. So, you know, for me, it was working out, what do I want to talk about though? What's important to me? What am I passionate about? I'm passionate about life. And I'm passionate about the fact that most people, most average people, don't think about it that much. It's just like, I remember, I'll talk about some personal stuff here. My father, I'm sure he doesn't mind, he's still alive, he's in his 80s. My father was an atheist growing up. Didn't believe in nothing. Said, no, when we die, we turn to dust, see you later, boom. Big drinker, worked his ass off, used to work 16-hour days to make money for the family. And look, heart was in the right place, but he never investigated this side of things. And I think his lack of interest or connection with the spiritual side of life probably helped to open me up to go down that, to want to know. Because he's an intelligent guy, he knows a lot of stuff, but he didn't know a great deal about that side. And so I think I've been directed in my life to look at that side. Now, I've said before, see, there's a good connection there, Rach, and we knew that, mate. You and I are like a bit sync going on there, right? But, you know, I mean, young Amelia, I think Amelia's young, I'm not sure, but Amelia, who comes on a lot, Amelia's got a real, she's a real connection with the religious Jesus and God, and she loves that aspect, and I'm very happy that she has that positive connection for herself. I myself think of it in a more bigger way, that it's the all that is, that we're part of existence. I don't want to single out one religion to be the one, because I think that that's where war comes from, right? All these religious groups, they start warring against each other because of things that happened 1,000 years ago. It's crazy, right? We're all human beings. Care about each other, take care of each other, right? None of us have met God face to face. That's right, Roshan. But we all know that we exist. Consciousness exists, right? We know that. I don't believe that consciousness disappears. And I tell you, hand on heart, myself, I have got out of this physical body twice in my life. It was in my 20s. I looked at my energy arm. It was vibrating. I could see my upper torso up out of my body in my bed. And I felt truckloads of energy, more than I've ever felt in a physical body. I knew that there's something more. There's a separation there. That was proven to myself. So, you know, those things, if you are interested as an individual, you can prove that. But that made me really comfortable about, hey, there's something else. When we do finish this life, we go on. We don't just, we're not, atheists are wrong. Consciousness goes on. Science has proven that matter is created by your conscious thought. Consciousness is where it begins, not matter. Matter does not create the consciousness. Science has actually now proven that it's the thought and the consciousness that creates the matter. So that's pretty amazing. And that aligns with the ideals of what I believe, in the sense that everyone creates what happens to them in their life. That's right. But when you can test these waters for yourself, and I've done it through my own life in this lifetime, right? That the things that you put out there, when you think a certain way, it's amazing how more and more of those type of situations will start happening. You can look at the negative side of life, right? And I've been mates with everyone up and down the chain through my lifetime. Some of the, you know, heavy metal attitude, everyone, you know, like everyone's smoking drugs and doing all the stuff, all that stuff going on in the 90s. I was all involved in that in the Melbourne scene, and it was a lot of fun as a young person, let's be honest. But, you know, people think quite negatively about life, and then they would constantly be saying, those people that are always down on themselves about how their life's going, and then more stuff would keep happening in the same low energy. They would almost just keep recreating it. And that'll be mind-blowing for you, Roadstrom, when you realise, hey, I haven't vanished. What's next, man? What was Craig saying? That's, you know, and let's be brilliantly honest here. The general person isn't gonna experience that until the day comes, right? And that's okay. I mean, I've always tried to be, I'm really bloody gooseball. Geez, Corey, how about that? I don't know what gooseball is, but when you put out a positive attitude to someone, you see it come back from other individuals when you deal with them in that way. When you thank someone, and I use this example all the bloody time, if you say, thank you so much for doing that for me, I appreciate you bringing the parcel up to my door, you know, because people can walk past and pinch your mail if it's down on the street. And when the delivery people bring it up, or the driver brings up the door, you know, I'm really appreciative, and they're like almost shocked that someone's so thankful that they come back with the same type of comment. So, Corey, you're cool, man. No drums. Well, you don't know me very well, do you? So, look, for a few that have jumped on, Corey, and for you, mate, what I do here is I talk about life, the universe, and everything. I'm a pretty unique guy, but there's a lot of people that think about life like I do, and gee, I will never subscribe. Gee, that hurts me, G. That hurts me, man. I'm a good guy. I go all right. I mean, I see people subscribe to people that, you know, do nothing on YouTube. I'm talking about life. I'm talking about how I believe that with what you say and what you do, your actions and your words actually do manifest what you create more of, okay? A lot of people talk about manifesting your life. Yeah, I'm an Aussie, mate. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I'm Craig. Nice to talk to you, mate. Regardless of whether you end up liking what I talk about, whether you hang out, that's up to yourself. But, you know, I'm putting out my opinion about life. I'm speaking my true self, right? So it's not religious. I'm not a religious person, so let's put that on the table. But I am someone that thinks that life is important and we should be living to the best of our ability. We should be the best version of ourselves. Let's say that, all right? What you say and what you do and act like tells the subconscious mind this is what you want more of, and then your subconscious mind is the part of your mind that actually manifests more of what you want. The two things that create your own reality, your words and your thoughts, they're one, and your actions, fake it till you make it kind of thing, right? But you have to start, if you want to do something that's really exciting to you, if you've got some passion that you've always wanted to do or be, but you've never been able to do it because you don't know if you can get it, what did I have for dinner? I had scrambled eggs tonight, mate. I'm having the low carb type food at the moment, trying to drop a couple of kgs, right? So that's all right. I'm a 56-year-old guy that's trying to be a bit more healthy, right? What did you have for dinner, Corey? Anything exciting? Did you have a nice T-bone steak maybe? Or, you know, we can get off track here and talk food. I'm eating not as much food at the moment, so you probably did have a big T-bone steak, didn't you, Corey? I can tell. Corey, Riz, yeah, sounds like someone that likes. Oh, you had bacon and eggs? Oh, Roadstrom had bacon and eggs. Well, see, Roadstrom, I had scrambled eggs, mate, so you must be, you're not doing the keto stuff, are you? You're not doing the low carb stuff, are you? Is that what you're doing? No? Yeah. Couple of nice lamb chops, mate. Whack them on the barbie. Beautiful stuff, mate. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, Corey, and for the others that are on, that's where I am hailing from, so that is my crazy accent. If you want to say what part of the world you're from, if it's somewhere different than Australia, please post that up so everyone can kind of see if there's anyone hanging out. I know Roadstrom, my friend there, he's been on a while. You're down Geelong, Corey. Oh, well, welcome aboard, mate. My little younger brother barracks for the Cats. And I know Roadstrom's from Queensland. Sam, there you go. Sam, how you going? Sam's from NZ. So it's nice to get a bit of a feel and touch about who's on. But look, because I know, like, I'm on in the evening, Australian Eastern Standard Time. All of us Aussies are hanging out in general. And a couple of Kiwis. Thank you, Sam. And but you know, you get a few other people from around the world. We've had someone from South Africa once, I think, and there's been someone from even the Middle East, a couple of people from the Middle East. There's been people from the States, obviously. Roadstrom wants to fence off Melbourne. Everyone, if you weren't aware of that, Roadstrom really wants to fence Melbourne off and make it a separate part of Australia because, you know, we're a bunch of Mexicans down here, everyone. And Corey, you know, don't take it personally. That's just Roadstrom's opinion. He just, you know, he thinks Queensland's awesome. So, you know, and when the weather's good, it is, but it's often too muggy up there, mate. I don't like the heavy mugginess. To be honest, Melbourne's getting too muggy as well. Too many muggy days. Don't like that either. I mean, we used to be change the seasons all the time, but we didn't really get the mugginess. And now, bloody hell, we're getting the mugginess as well. I think the only place in Australia that doesn't get the mugginess is Tasmania. We have to go that far south. So look, everyone, attitude's everything, right? I talk about taking ownership of your personal attitude. You can speak emotionally and you can get there you go. Told you, Corey, didn't I, mate? He's just Queensland driven. You can speak your truth. You can be your best version of yourself, but to do that, you've got to have belief in yourself that life's important, right? And you have to find that in yourself, that life is important to you. I just naturally think that, okay, I'm here, I'm this human, and I've got this conscious mind, and I can think and speak and talk, and that sounds all bloody normal, but, you know, we're living a life, and I believe we've all chosen to come here. I don't think there's other beings that are higher than us that are choosing us to come here like puppets, and they're the puppet masters, and we're like puppets. That's ridiculous to me. I don't agree with that, right? Each one of us is connected with the life force of existence. We're a part of it. If you're conscious, you're conscious. I don't think your conscious mind and your speaking and thinking and all that disappears. I think that stays, right? And I think because you're a part of the all that is and that you're here living this life, regardless of how this life's created and what it's created for, and I do talk about my opinions about that, but it's got to be important, right? Like, it can't just be for nothing. So many people treat life like it doesn't mean anything. Like they let's just use the Aussie, they fuck around, they treat people badly, they bully people, they dump on people, they carry on like pork chops. Why are we not taking our lives with a bit more heart involved? Why are we not going, life's important, everyone's family, because we've all come from the same place. We're all human beings. Why the hell are we all treating each other differently? It's not logical what we're doing, right? Life's for living, exactly. And each person, I believe, has the right to live life and have the most amazing life they can have. Because people are greedy. Because there's some people in this life that want to control everyone else, right, Sam? I mean, the hierarchy of society has had control over, you know, the planet and the different regimes and the bloody, you know, royals around the world, and they talk about all these people that have, you know, so much money and they just control the media and they program the masses. But I'm really like, I'm over that. I'm over that a couple of people have brainwashed all of society and said, you need to think like this, you need to act like this, you need to be like this. Who has the right to tell me how to be? I'm going to be who I want to be, and I'm going to do it for me. I'm going to do it for me. It's not a selfish thing to do that. Find the things that you just personally love to do and start doing them. Live your life to the fullest. If you want to live your life to the fullest, you've got to remind yourself of what's important to you. Is it bushwalking? Is it selling something? Is it interacting with people? Is it going to dance lessons? Is it, you know, I don't know, traveling? Whatever eats inside of you, inside your heart, and says, I really wish I was doing something like that. And if you're not doing that particular thing, you are wasting your life. Time is ticking in this place. We all have a certain amount of time here. This is a physical reality that we've created for ourselves, in my humble opinion, to learn and... Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. Sam, what if it always changes? What do you want to do? What always changes? You mean, when you say what changes, you mean like, would you explain that a bit further? Okay, Clash Royale, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm talking about life itself, all right? Clash, I'm talking about that. It's, how you going, JD? It's, okay, so yes, Sam, that's what I'm saying. So it's hobbies, work, it's things that inside you go, I've always wanted to do that. I want to do more of that. Anything that makes you feel like passionate, anything that makes you feel really good about yourself when you're doing it, you should be doing more of it, because your intuition is telling you that's something that excites me, that's something that's a joy. Like, I like public speaking. I feel good when I'm public speaking. It lifts my vibration. I'm enjoying it. Individuals have to find their own spark. And that's correct, Rachel. Don't worry about what society says. That's what I'm saying. Don't worry about what the general population is saying you have to be like. You know, look at all the shit on the media that says, if you don't wear this makeup, or you don't, you know, if you don't do the things that here, you're not going to be popular. That's bullshit. All right? Thank you, Clash. You're cool too, mate. You're very cool, right? If you want to be the coolest person in the world, be yourself. Have a think about who you are. What are the things that you love? Just do them. Do more of them. Connect more with the things that make you feel awesome, right? You have to find those things. They're individual to each person, right? We all have individual passions and things that make us feel great. My question is always to everyone, remind yourself, Kristen, all right, remind yourself of what they are. You know, when you're a little kid, often little kids know what they're into. Think about what you were running around thinking about when you're a kid, if you can. Remind yourself of what you liked. Did you want to be an astronaut? Yeah, I got two boys, they're grown adults now, mate. And they're well-rounded individuals that just go after the things that they want to go after in life. And it's a passion of mine to pass on that knowledge, right? You don't have to... Disconnection for me with people, which is something that's another passion of mine, is people that are disconnected with life. I want to help them find a connection again, that life means something good, right? Life is good. You're living it. It's got to be good. If you get drawn down with a lot of, you know, negativity from others and their crap about this and that, and you don't look like this, so you're not worthy, or whatever it might be, or you have a weird surname, or kids bullying each other. It's everyone dumping on each other because they're not dealing with their own stuff, right? Okay, Clash. Well, Jesus is, unfortunately, I believe Jesus existed. I'm not a religious guy, all right? Let's make that clear. But I believe Jesus existed. He was an individual that was very connected to life. He knew, he was very connected, and he could create things. He was trying to show everyone, basically, how we could all be, how we could all exist. And he did it thousands of years ago, when it was like near impossible for anyone to really understand what he was saying, right? But then you had certain groups that took his existence and made him into a bit of a martyr, just like some of the other, you know, masters in the world that live life to a real fullest. So I think that his existence was used by religious groups to, you know, control the masses. That's my opinion. Yeah. So the way they represent him is a little bit disappointing to me. I think he was a very connected individual. That's what I believe. That's what I believe who he was. And he wanted us to see that we were more than what we think we are. We're not bloody sinners. We're perfect. You're all perfect, right? Every one of you doesn't have to change a thing if you don't want to. There's no place in life you're going to get to, or that you have to get to have the ticket to eternal existence. You already are immortal. You already are consciousness. You exist. You are vibration and light and love and vibration, and you exist. You will exist in this body, and then when the body deteriorates and dies, you will step out and you will go back home and you will analyze how it went, and then you'll probably recreate another existence, and it goes on. The reason that we go on doing that type of thing, and you don't have to come back to live a physical existence, you can actually do other things on the other side and experience yourself in different ways again. Well, no one's perfect, Clash, I don't believe that. So I believe in the all that is. Existence is one. The universe is one. We're a part of it. We're not lesser than anything. Everything's equal. We've chosen to be who we are because we want to experience life through the eyes of who we are, and we want to learn more about ourselves. And that is what I believe in life, right? Everyone creates their own reality, and everyone should be empowering themselves to connect with more of who you are, to become like the Jesus that walked the earth many thousands of years ago. We can all be that if we wanted to be that, right? That's what he was saying to everyone. Now, that's a decent step from where most of us are now to being breaking some bread and it makes more bread, right? That is what I think the message was from Jesus. And it wasn't about creating a church. Churches didn't exist way back then. They turned what he did into a way to say everyone was like, you're so much better than me, you're fantastic, put him up on a pedestal, bang, you've created a martyr. And then the church goes, you are all you masses are less than, so you need to ask for forgiveness so that you can be accepted wherever. That all doesn't exist. Existence is forever. You already are a part of that, right? There are monsters around. They choose to be those monsters, Sam, and they are low vibrational beings that are still the same as us, but they've chosen to play that part in life. If you lift your vibration to a high level, guess what? You can only attract other high vibrations then. Bullies that are trying to unload their stuff they can't deal with, it's negative stuff, they're trying to unload it on others, right, by bullying them. They're looking for people that don't have the strength within themselves, they don't believe in themselves, so they allow the bully to dump on them, right? But the bully doesn't actually deal with anything. It's how do you lift it? You lift it by going after the things that you're passionate about. So the things that make you feel the best you can feel that you've done in your life. Riders on it, right? That's all it is, Sam. Find the things, like I'm doing this live, I'm doing the YouTube stuff, not because I'm here to make massive success of myself, no. I'm here because I want to just speak my truth. I want to lift my vibration. I want to hear, I can see myself. Every time I have the lives, I see myself saying this. I'm getting a great reflection on what I believe. And that helps lift my vibration. You have to find and start doing the things that make you tick, right? We do things in life because we have to. We're trying to, make money to pay the bills, to do all this stuff in life, right? So you love skiing and mountaineering. All right. You've let that out, haven't you, Sam? Now, everyone has multiple passions, okay? If there's something that presents itself to you that there's an opportunity to maybe start doing something in a small way. So let's say, Clash, stop talking about yourself like that. That's no good. You're not a monster. When you start doing a passion of yours, let's say you're doing a job and the job is 9 to 5 and it's 5 days a week and you don't really like it, but you're reminded of a passion and Clash, it's time for bed, Clash. It's time when you do something that you really enjoy, right? If you find a space of a couple of hours that you can do a small amount of it, where just a little bit a week, Max, okay, man. How are you, Max? when you start doing a little bit of it, that passion, if you start doing it a couple hours a week, you are telling your subconscious mind that creates your reality that as you do it, I want more of this. I want more of this thing that makes me feel really good, right? Your voice, your thoughts and what you say, and then your actions with what you are doing in life send a message to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind says, oh, Sam's doing this and talking this way. I'm going to create more of that, because that's the connection message. You want to do more of something. If you want something more of a particular thing, you have to head down that path. You have to believe and show your subconscious that I'm going down this way. I want this. So I'm going to act that. I'm going to say that. I'm going to think that. And your subconscious mind goes, oh, I get the message. Sam wants to experience more of this. And they start creating more things in that space, more opportunities. Remember, you create your own reality. So you have to put out what you want to have happen for you. You have to start living that, doing it in some small way. Start the message happening. You know, if you do a job that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And one of the other things that I understand is manifestation isn't about making a whole new path for yourself. You're not there. You don't have to try really hard to create something. No. We are masters of manifestation. In fact, the only thing that exists for us all is the now, right? Have you been divorced before? Is that what you're saying? Don't be scared, Clash. Don't be scared. Max, should I say. Live life in the most positive way you can live it, right? Very good, Kingish. Very good. Visualize and feel your desired state, and your subconscious mind has no choice but to find evidence for the state and create it. Exactly. Every single person, thank you, Sam, for answering that. Every single person in life creates their own reality. But most people do it without consciously being aware of it. And if we get caught up in negative emotions and we're like angry at the world, the subconscious keeps creating the anger and the aggression that you're putting out about how you're acting out in life. And then people say, bad stuff always happens. Well, that's because you're not moving your thoughts and your actions from the low vibrational negative. And it's not about lifting my vibration high. The simple way you do it is to connect with the things that you love to do. That might be horse riding, that might be bushwalking, that might be going for a swim, that might be whatever. But or join a club where you're doing something that other people are doing. See, when you start doing something that's more enjoyable to you in a small way, you attract other people that are into the same thing, that are on a higher vibration, that feel really good doing that particular thing. And then what can happen as a hypothetical, you can suddenly find yourself creating opportunities in that direction, in that certain area that you enjoy so much. Oh, well, you're going for a swim and, people there are going, we need someone to do this, and I actually run this, and that's the thing that you really love doing. And they go, oh, I'm really looking for someone that can fill in and do this, or do this as a full-time gig. Are you interested? Like, after you've met these people, and bang, next thing you know, you're doing a full-time job that you love doing, right? Creation is choosing the path that you want for yourself. So if you know what you're passionate about, if you connect in your heart and say, what do I really love about life? What do I want to be doing? And you can get some answers there, or you can remember some of those answers, you can then choose, you know what? I want to go after that. I want to do more of that. So I'm going to investigate that. All right? After your lamb chops there, you haven't, was lamb chops you said you had tonight? Yeah, eating some chocolate. You are living life, Max. You are living life. Good on you. Exactly, Kingish. Exactly, mate. Everything that happens around you is you creating that situation for a reason for you. That's the hard thing, is often working out, I'm seeing this happening in front of me. Is there a part of me that thinks that way about me? Now, it is important to react to the situation in a very positive way. You don't want to get emotionally drop down and get involved in say a negative situation that might be unfolding in front of you. It's how you respond that's important. It's how you respond that shows where you're at right now. Okay, so there's a part of you maybe with that comment, Sam, and what's happened there, that doesn't feel safe and maybe was fearful or, insecure, or believe that you didn't deserve to have some things. There's beliefs inside you that create these situations from happening. So if you've had someone come into your world and rob you and take it from your personal space, there must be some self-esteem, self-worth belief going on here, yeah, Sam? So you want to actually, have you ever meditated before, Sam? Have you actually tried to meditate? No, I haven't got time for that, Max, my friend. No truth or dare today. Okay, so I asked you to try again, right? Meditation is simply quietening your mind, taking 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, find a quiet space, breathing in your nose, deep into your diaphragm, and exhaling out your mouth, and rotating this through and slowing your energy down, your vibration right down, quietening your mind, letting the day wash away till your mind's clear. And then at that point, you can ask yourself, how do I feel about me? What do I believe about me? Do I love me? Do I hate me? Is there anything that, and relax when you ask this question, but you want to do it when your mind's clear, right? Because I believe when you clear away all the day and all the stress from the day, the connection between your heart and your conscious mind, that becomes clear. And that's when messages about who you are and your beliefs that are there can come back. There you go, ADHD. Yeah, well, my son has ADHD. He's a grown man, and he has to live with that too. And it's not easy because you've got to work with a mind that is, you can get hyper focused and all that on things that you really like, and then there's other aspects too. Yeah, but quietening the mind is the important thing. And I think someone then of yourself, Sam, should try and meditate more regularly. Like if you're not doing it now, I'd be trying a daily time of 5-10 minutes and just breathing and relaxing and trying to slow everything down. Take control. Try and take control of yourself to quieten and let go of all the stress of the day, right? It's about you trying to improve how you see yourself. The other thing that people do is that they do mirror work. So when you're in the bathroom and you're getting ready for work, whatever, you might relax for a bit. You look yourself straight in the eyes and you go, do I like myself? Is there anything about me that I think is shit? Maybe when you ask yourself some honest questions to yourself, you'll get a feeling of something that'll come up, and you might go, you look terrible. Maybe you'll have a negative comment suddenly pop out. That's a belief. And a negative belief creates negative situations like the dirt bikes being stolen. So you have to decide, is that something you want to keep happening? I accept that I was feeling this way, but now I want to start feeling good about myself. I'm a good person. I'm doing the best I can. Sam, you're doing the best you can. Are you not? You're here in the now. You got yourself to this point in your life. Pat yourself on the back for where you are. Embrace who you are, and I say this to everybody, embrace who you are and how far you've got in your life, and then make decisions on, do I want to be a better person? Do I want to think better? Do I want to feel better about myself? And start to work on yourself. When you say negative stuff to people outside you, if you ever find yourself snapping at people or saying that person's a dickhead or whatever it might be, you're actually saying those things at you. even though the situations are being created outside of you for you to express that type of attitude, you have created the situation for you to bring that attitude up, for you to understand what you believe is okay to be like. If you don't like how you're acting, change your belief about what you're doing. Be better. Be a better version of you, right? Yeah. And you have to choose that, right? You have to choose that. You have to analyze yourself. You have to have a good hard look at yourself. You have to, do I want to be angry at myself? Do I want to be aggressive to myself? Because remember, everything you do to everyone is actually you saying that you're doing it to you. So you feel that way about you. It's not about any of them. You've just created them coming into your world to get your reaction. You're trying to talk to yourself through your actions, right? You're trying to talk to because you want to improve it. You don't want to be angry at yourself. You're awesome. You're perfect, right? Be perfect. Be happy. Hey, you going, Nudge and Bobo? How are you, mate? Do I take naps? Of course I do, mate. I'm 56 years old. Like life is about finding your spark and finding your joy. There is no right or wrong, right? Whatever you guys want to create for yourself in your life, I'm telling you, you can do it. Actions are how it goes about. It's your way, what you say, what you think, and your actions that you follow through with, and what you are doing, like in your actions, and your subconscious sees this combination and it manifests what you want more of, what you want in your world, because that's what you're telling your subconscious you want more of. And if you're acting like a dick or you're getting angry with everyone, you are telling your subconscious, I want to get angry with everyone. And more situations will be created by you so you can get more angry. Is that what you want? Now, that's just an example. I did steal it off Sam saying that she gets angry, but that's okay. I'm not aiming that at Sam. I'm just saying that these situations are for how you react. You need to get the reflection of what's going on, right? Sorry about that, guys. A phone call tried to come through and I had to flick it off. Everything that happens in your world is a reflection of who you are and what you want for yourself. If things are happening that aren't positive, you have beliefs in yourself that aren't very positive. Now, most beliefs as we grow up, they get jammed on us by family and friends and teachers and da-da-da-da-da. Clash, we're already friends, mate. Max, sorry, we're already friends, mate. You're hanging out, you're having a listen. It's good enough for me, mate. Always take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. No one is perfect here. You have to find the things that sit with you and, that's all you need because you're at your own level. We're all at different ages. We're all going through experiences of life differently. There are certain things that you'll say, I could use that. That's a good idea, and start implementing that into your lives, right? Your attitude is everything, right? There's already been, like in the last couple of months, I know there's a few people that have been on here regularly listening and engaging with me and have given me some really good feedback of how their lives are starting to become more positive and they're implementing some of those ideas and they're really pleased with what reflection is coming back. What you put out comes back to you. So why would you be acting like an idiot and being really angry and negative or whatever at the world when that's just going to get created more and more because your subconscious sees you do it, and your subconscious doesn't have good, bad, ugly radar. It just sees what you do and it duplicates it. It doesn't go, oh, you're speaking bad. No, I won't create that for you. It says, you are God, goddess, all it is. You are asking for this. I will give you more. That's it. That's what happens, right? Sadiq, how you going? Good to see you. It was a pleasure having you here, Max. Come back anytime, mate. You're always welcome. All right? You take it easy. Everyone is welcome, always. And look, I say to everyone out there, you know, it's about how we treat everybody else, you know. If someone comes onto my live and they start trolling and acting like a crazy person, I usually give them a little bit of time. But if they don't want to listen and they're here just to disrupt, then bang, they're gone. I don't care. Like, doesn't matter to me. But I want this live, when I do it, to be open so you guys can ask the questions when you want to. You can tell me about things that are going on. You can find other, how you going, Robert? I'm going well, mate. I hope everything's going good for you. Yeah, you can find other people that are looking to improve things in their own life, right? And everyone has experiences and everyone tries things and gets different results and so on and so forth. So, you know, right now, I'm really happy. Have you shared stories in your 20s and 30s? Of when I was in my 20s and 30s, I have told a few stories. There's a few YouTube videos I've done. I've talked a few things that happened when I was younger. Yeah, like I'll come back to that, okay, Nabobo? I'll come back to that. But, you know, it really is all about you taking the ownership of how you act in your life, right? If we all create our own reality, and I believe that wholeheartedly, I've proven that to myself over and over again, but if what we put out comes back, why would we be putting out rubbish in our life? Why would we be acting badly? Because we know if we act badly, we're going to create more bad situations. It just automatically happens because your subconscious sees what you're doing and repeats it. I am from Melbourne, Australia, my friend. You obviously are from elsewhere around the world. Is that why my accent was a bit woohoo? I don't know, mate. Where are you from, Robert? Where you hail from, mate? General, obviously. We all keep it very general, all right? But yeah, look, it is Newcastle. Oh, there you go, mate. From New South Wales. Welcome aboard, mate. Like, what I will say to the few that are on here again is that I've been doing these lives for a couple of months now. I've been posting videos about how I see life and my perspective on it, and speaking my truth, you know, through this forum for probably 12 to 18 months since I started doing it. And I wanted to put out things that I'd been taught over my 30, 40 years of being a young adult through to where I am now, and pass on the information for those that were interested, right? Like, there's many ways that people look at life. I am someone that really probably agrees with the metaphysical attitude of life, that we have a choice, that we create what goes on. Empowering individuals start to look at that as an option, as something that is real, that actually a lot of us have proven to ourselves, and each individual can prove that more and more to themselves with trying different techniques. I'm very much about, not just about saying, if you're a good person, your life can transform. I talk about it's the actions and the thoughts and all the things combined that actually do ground and manifest your reality. And like I've said it a few times tonight, and so I'm going to repeat it again. So when you speak and think in a certain way, and then you act what you want for yourself as well, your subconscious sees the thoughts. It hears the thoughts from the conscious mind. It hears the words, and it sees what you're trying to do or what you want to do, and it then goes, oh, that's what Craig wants. I'll create more of that. That's right, Star Wars. This is where it comes from. So really, if that's the case and you want to transform your lives, you want to be thinking and speaking extremely positively. You want to consciously take control of that, and you want to really be doing the things that you love to do. Do you want more? You want to be doing more of the things that you love to do? You better be telling your subconscious mind the right thing. If you're getting caught up in people's negativity and you've got situations that's been created like, oh, that's pretty bad, and you emotionally get drawn into it and you start acting that out with others, your subconscious mind says, oh, he wants more of that. And more negative creations will happen around you because that's the vibrational level that you're creating on. If you're doing things that you love to do, your vibration lifts, right? How do I know that? Because you're feeling really good. Vibration lifts, feeling really good. That's how you know your vibration's lifting. And that's what Roadstrom does. Bang on, right? He does things he loves, and he loves his life, and he loves his family, and he's just enjoying himself. That's the secret. Everyone, Roadstrom has the secret, right? He's up in Queensland. I'm sure he'll invite all of you along for a visit whenever you like, right? But that's the secret. It's so simple, it gets lost by people, right? Your attitude and your actions create your reality. So make your words and your actions as positive and in the direction of your passions so that you create, your subconscious starts going, let's have more of those things happen. Let's have an opportunity so that you can get a job doing something that you're passionate about. And all of a sudden, you've got a job that pays more money and you're doing things that you absolutely love where your normal job, you really didn't enjoy that much. Just because you changed and you realized that what you think and how you act impacts your life. We're all the same. Human beings are the same. That's it. It's simple. Make life your pleasure. That's it. That's what my whole YouTube thing is about. Thanks, Roadstrom. I don't need to say anything more. We're done. So there was something back here. Where Nabubu. There, where are you, mate? You said something. There we go. Yes. So I've shared things about when I was in my 20s and 30s. One of the... Oh, okay. I'll share this story again. Now, I have told this story before, but I'm into natural stones as well. Crystals are another passion of mine. Some people think they're hokum and some people think they're pretty cool. I'm wearing one called Lamar. It's the stone of Atlantis. It's only found in one place around the world, so they say. And it's in that area where they reckon that Atlantis existed. I believe Atlantis was a place or a city that was on this planet many, many millennia ago. But obviously, until we get some more evidence about that, we won't be able to prove that fully. But I think a lot of that truth about our history will come out eventually. But when it came to connecting with what stones did for me, the story was, I met this guy. Basically, he owned a crystal shop back in the day. I'm talking over 35 years ago. And I'd met him in a meditation class, and he was a very broad-thinking guy, a metaphysician. I hadn't met someone really like this person before, the way he thought. And he invited me down to the crystal shop so I could check out the crystals and see if I was interested in natural stones. And I was like, well, I was a young, brash 21-year-old. And I go, well, what the hell are these things going to do, right? Oh, yeah, he goes, well, the idea is this, he said to me. You look at all the natural stones in the cabinet and you... yeah. You look at all the stones in the cabinet and you go, is there any of them that stand out to you? Does the colour jump out, or does you get a vibe off something? He said, but something will call to you. He said, they say that is your intuition saying that stone's the one I need to wear at the moment. So I was looking in the cabinet, looking, I'm going, oh, they're all bloody different. I don't care, they're nice jewellery and stuff like that. And I used to wear necklaces and stuff, I always have, but I'm looking into this cabinet, and then over in the right hand side there was this little stone. It caught my eye. It was a red and green stone, and it was called Unakite, right? Unakite. Excuse me. And Unakite, I just said to him, that stone looks pretty good, can I have a look at it? He goes, oh, Unakite. I said, all right. I said, it's not a bad looking stone. I'll get it, right? Back then, stones are pretty cheap, 35 years ago. A lot cheaper than what they are now. So I've taken that stone, and he said, okay, what I want you to do, Craig, is I could show you what the meaning of this stone is in a book, but you won't really know if that's true or not. So he said, what we'll do if you want to do a little experiment is wear this stone for a couple of weeks, see what you do over the couple of weeks, come back and see me, and then I'll tell you what the stone means, and we'll see if there's a correlation. We'll see if you think it's done anything. I was like, all right, sounds like a plan. Let's try that. So again, it was that metaphysical attitude of saying, let's prove this. Let's not just blindly believe something because people have told us, all right? So I put the stone on. He said you should cleanse it once a week, which is basically, he suggested, I believe all this now, but he suggested natural stones absorb low vibration from the human body and they clear blockages. So when blockages get cleared by that stone, then memories or different things can start to manifest in your world that maybe, or thoughts, you start to have thoughts that you haven't had before. Or maybe they're old thoughts that you haven't thought for a long time that come back to the surface. So I said, okay, that's interesting. Let's see what happens. So I wore the stone, thanked him. I said, all right, we'll catch up in a couple of weeks. You know, I was doing my thing as a young guy. So a couple of days passed and I started to, like the second day I woke up and I thought, well, I started thinking about flying planes. Now that'll sound weird to some people, but when I was a young guy, I'm talking 10, 11, I found I had a passion for planes, right? When we went on the odd holiday, we went out to fly. I loved it, right? There was flights that were really bumpy and I never got sick. I just loved it. So I thought, you know, I really wouldn't mind being a pilot. And I had thoughts of joining the Air Force and stuff like that. That didn't work out for me. But as a young adult, I still had this, I'd put it away. I just put it away and said, oh, I probably won't be doing that, you know, not now. And when a couple of days after wearing Unicode, I'm like, okay, I wouldn't mind flying, but how am I going to do that? You know, I don't have a lot of money. What could I do? And I thought, well, maybe I could go out to a local airport and I could inquire. So I went out to this airport, local one, got to it. It was the closest one to where I lived at the time. And I parked in their car park and I walked into the airport, little local thing, and the guy come up to the desk, and I was a heavy metalist back then. I had long hair down my back. So I was a bit of a wild young thing, right? He comes over and he goes and looks me up and down and he's like, what do you want, mate? And I instantly got this really shitty vibe about this guy. And I looked him in the eye and I went, don't worry about it, mate. No, I don't want nothing. And I walked out because of the vibe I was getting off him. Because I was really like listening to my intuition back then, or trying to start to work on that. It was part of the thing that my meditation mentor was, you know, meditation class teacher was trying to teach us to connect with our feelings and our intuition. So that really, I was like, why the hell did I even drive out here if I'm going to experience that? So I go back in my car and I'm like, oh, I still wouldn't mind finding out about flying. Where else can I go? And I knew there was another airport that was like 40 minutes away, a local type airport. So I thought, bugger it, I'm driving there. So I drove to this airport and I get there and I'm driving down this road and there's all these different schools and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, that one looks okay. And it had certain colours in it that stood out to me. So I thought, I'll park in that one and I'll go into that school. So I just got a vibe on this one school. And there was about 20 schools. Anyway, I walk in. It was a sunny day. And I go up to the front counter and this is a long-winded story, isn't it, everyone? And this young guy comes over, a young pilot comes over to us. He goes, isn't it a great day? He goes, a great day for flying. You know what, mate? If you've got $20, we can be up in the air in 10 minutes. And I go, no. Yeah, I said, hang on a second. And I looked in my wallet and I had $20 in my wallet, took it out and went, let's go. And he was just an up and about dude. We jumped in this little, Piper Warrior. And you know, I got to hold the thing and pull back in the wheel and we took off and it was like a massive rush for me and we're zipping in and out the clouds and dipping and diving and it was an awesome experience. Now, I spent a few dollars doing hours in flying after that and then it got to a point where I said, well, I'm not going to make this a career, so I stopped. But I had experienced that passion and that flight experience. Now, couple of weeks, another week or so went by and a few other things happened and I went back to the crystal shop and the crystal owner said, okay, Craig, tell me, how are you going? What have you been up to? And I said, well, a couple of days after I started wearing this stone, I started thinking about flying planes, and it was a very old passion of mine and something that I'd kind of let go of and thought I wouldn't really get to do, certainly not in my younger days because it was expensive. And I said, but I found myself going out to an airport. Next thing you know, I'm flying in a plane. And I had the best time, and, you know, I felt really powerful. I felt like I was reminding myself of what was important to me. And he said, right, I'll hold you right there. And he goes and goes and gets this big crystal book, and he opens it up, and it's got Unakite on this page, and it says Unakite is about taking back your power in your life. And I was just like, get fucked. Because that's what I'd been doing. That's what I'd been starting to do. I'd taken back my power. I was doing things that I was passionate about. I was reminded of something that was really poignant to me as a young guy, and I got drawn to actually making it happen. Taking back your power, Unakite. It was the start of me really diving into natural stones, and that they can do something. They are only a tool, right? At the end of the day, I believe they will help awaken you to what we can do. We're the creators of our own reality, but a natural stone is a vibration. It's a constant level of vibration that absorbs blockages. So, you know, if you accept a particular thing that happened to you, usually negative things create blockages, right, in your life. But if you can just simply accept that this happened to me, you let it go, and then you put a much more positive thought in that place, you can change those negative beliefs into positive ones. But the negative beliefs or the negative experiences are the hardest things to accept in our lives, and I get that. It happens, and you take the time that you need to get to a point where you can accept it, and then that can really quantum leap how you look at things, because a big blockage goes, suddenly you're a lot lighter, your vibration lifts, right? And that's when more positive information can come through. Yeah. Atlanta was on Mars. I mean Atlantis. Yes, Atlantis was on Mars. Absolutely. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, life is about you. And the one thing I want you all to take away always is that you are in charge of your life. You're not in charge of anyone else in your life, but you can transform your life into whatever you want it to be. And if you want it to be glorious and positive and joyful and exciting, then start to live that. Start to go down that path. Send that message to your subconscious mind that that's what you want. Don't get caught up with what everyone else is doing, because their lives are for them, not for you. You have to remember that you are the most important person in your universe. That is not a selfish thought. That is a self-love, self-esteem aspect. That is your true self. Be your truth. Hey, Can of Coke, how you going? Be your truth. Live your truth. That's all right, mate. Life is life. You were meant to come on late. We have had a very good chat tonight with a few very open-minded and good people. And I always appreciate everyone for hanging out, no matter how big the group is, how small the group is. That doesn't matter to me. If I talk to one person and they get an idea to do something that improves their own life, and that excites me, that me living my truth can help others believe in themselves enough to start going after their truth. Our authentic selves are unique. We all have different loves, different passions, different joys, different things that make us feel great. Connect with those. Be your truest self. Be the example for the people that you care about the most. Transform your life, and then friends and family, you can talk to them about it. If you have friends and family that you think will get something about listening to old Craig chat about life, the universe, and everything, that you can transform your life, and they can too. And if you think, or if people in your life are disconnected and you know they're lost and they just might need, a different
way of thinking or a different attitude to hear someone talk about life from a different perspective, tell them to jump on. There's no obligation. They don't have to make any comments, but they could listen. And maybe something I say will help. You know, sometimes people that we care about too, we try and help them, but we're too close to them to really help them. Sometimes they need to hear it from someone outside their circle so that they actually hear that and get the reflection they need. Don't limit things. Don't expect things to go the way that you expect, but be open-minded enough to allow things in that, you know, can help us all, right? There's no one right answer to everything. But the most important thing you can do for yourself in life is to listen to your hearts, right? Listen to your hearts. Be your truest you. Be the best you. You are awesome. You are perfect. You do not have to change yourself at all if you don't want to. You have the golden ticket. You live forever. If you do nothing, if you slob around your whole life and then you cross over, that's okay. That's what you wanted to do, right? If you want to play video games your whole life and that's what you want to do, that's fine. You can do that. You're going to live forever. You've just chosen to spend a whole life playing video games. Now, if that is what you came here to do, well done you, right? But that's it, right? That's life. If you're not going out to hurt anyone else, if you think that positive things in life is about controlling other people, you're not listening to your heart. That's coming from your ego self. Anything that comes into your mind that's about destruction or hate or anger or control, then they don't come from the heart. From the heart comes love and positivity and joy and experiences and just being uplifted, right? Just caring about others the way you want to be cared about, right? Treat people the best you can and watch the reflection come back to you all. It's bloody magic. And you know what? Magic. That's what it is. It's magic. We're magic. We're magic. There is one crazy video where I'll put on my Harry Potter wizard hat and trying to encourage you all to embrace your magic, right? I even did this AI video recently with, you know, I create my own reality and I jumped on the back of a dragon. Check that one out. It's a bit of a laugh, all right? But if you're not having a bit of fun, what are you doing? Enjoy your life. Have a bit of fun. But treat life with all the seriousness you can. Hey, Jade, how you going? I hope life's been good for you. You jumped on for a bit of a hangout for a few minutes. That's nice. You know, be serious about your lives. Your lives are serious. They're important. You want to connect more with yourselves? Yes. The connection that you have with you through doing things that you love to do. Thanks, Jade. Appreciate you. The connection you have with you in your life, it's important. It helps you to understand that your life is important and you should be being the best version of yourself. You shouldn't be taking life for granted. You shouldn't be living life just humdrum, right? Live life to the fullest. Go after dreams. Have dreams. Get dreams. Create dreams. Think about things that you've done that you enjoyed heaps. Start doing them, right? Doing more of them. Fill your life with joy. Fill your life with fun. Fill your life with excitement. You choose what you fill your life with. You can sit there on your bed doing nothing, wishing life away, or you can get out there and live life. You can make decisions. You can transform things for the better. You are in charge. You are the center of your life. You are the center of your life. You create your own reality. I give you that understanding as a gift. You all create your own reality. Empower yourself. Believe it. Put out positive attitudes. Watch life become more positive. Say more positive things. Talk to everyone really positively. You're looking fantastic today. Oh, you're all looking awesome. right? Express what you want to have expressed back to you. Everything out there is an expression and a reflection of who you truly are. So as you transform by being more positively in your comments and your actions, and you start to go after and want to do the things that make you feel really good, your subconscious sees that and it keeps creating that. Jade, pleasure as always. Enjoy your dreams. Life is awesome. Look, everyone, on that note, I'm going to pull the pin again tonight. It has been my pleasure to hang out with you all live. I hope that you all have got something from it. Always, if there are friends and family and people that you know that think, awesome. Dreams are awesome. If you got friends or family or people that you know that are a bit disconnected in life, and maybe having a listen to someone like me can help them, you know, maybe get past some hurdles that they might have. You know, no one has to come on here and chat, and I appreciate all of you guys for chatting and getting involved. But people can come on and just listen to what I talk about, and hopefully that can help them. So, you know, spread the positivity, everyone, you know. You know, gotta love that. So I would say, let's just keep spreading the positive attitude, right? Let's be the best versions of ourselves, and let's get more people doing that. And if there are friends and family and people that you think could get something out of listening to old Craig chat away about life, the universe, and everything, let them know. Share my YouTube channel. You know, we want to grow it. I definitely want to get out there to more and more people. So we will keep doing that. And tomorrow, Australian Eastern Standard Time, I won't be on tomorrow night. So I will be back on Friday evening, okay? We will have a chat then. So in the meantime, stay strong, be positive, put out all the positive vibes you can to the world. Be the best version of yourself you can be, right? And dream big, okay? Dreams happen to the level that you dream or less. You don't dream, you don't get things happening bigger than what you dream. So dream the biggest you can dream. All right? Imagine the most amazing future for yourself and go after the things. Do the things that you feel the most excited about doing. Then life transforms for the better for you. Your subconscious will manifest more of that, right? Well, you know, a dream is a projection of what could come. So remember that there are infinite possibilities. It's what you want, Jade. What you want in your life is what you create. So it comes down to, do you want that vision to become real or do you not? And you can choose either. Saeed, how you going, my friend? I was just signing out. So if you've just jumped on, you have missed me, my friend. But I will be back on Friday. So 2 nights time, not tomorrow. I've got other stuff going on tomorrow night. So, but thank you for hopping on. Always, if you can, subscribe. So you know when I jump on. I'll be back on in 2 nights, similar time. I'll do a bit more of a longer session on the Friday night though this week. And if you have friends and people that you think might get something out of hearing old Craig talk about being positive in life and how to transform their lives from a different perspective, you know, share my YouTube channel and let's get more people jumping on and getting involved and making a difference in their own lives, all right? Life's yours to change. Craig's World rocks, everyone, but so does yours. We're all in this together. Let's transform our lives for the better, and let's just go out there and live the most positive attitude that we can. All right? I love all you guys. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in a couple of days. Take care and be good. See you later.